Hi, Provost Drell.
Provost Drell.
Provost Drell.
Provost Drell.
Provost Drell.
My name is Harold Penson.
My name is Jimmy Aguirre.
Nick Amuchastegui.
Jordan Bryan.
My name is Bifam, and I am a Stanford University graduate.
A Stanford University graduate.
I went to Stanford and I studied mechanical engineering, and then I did a co-term also in mechanical engineering and thermodynamics and mechatronics.
I majored in economics and then later earned a Master in Public Policy degree from Harvard University.
Finished my BAS in 1996 in biology and psychology, and my medical degree from the University of Washington in 2000.
I majored in economics. I also went on to the National Defense University and received a master's in strategic security studies, and to the University of Chicago, where I obtained an MBA.
I majored in math, and I graduated with honors in the arts. I became a Rhodes Scholarship finalist. After graduation, I worked for 3 years as a cancer researcher at the Broad Institute of Harvard and MIT.
I happen to be a software engineer right now.
I have had the privilege of representing the U.S. Department of State as a diplomat around the world. In Iraq, England, Cuba, and Honduras, Rwanda, and my current assignment in Germany.
Today, I'm 2 years into a doctoral degree in statistical science at Duke University, where I'm still publishing on cancer genomics. I've recently expanded into Alzheimer's genetics.
So anyhow, I'm a wrestler.
I am a wrestler.
And wrestling at Stanford
Changed my life.
Wrestling did change my life.
I wasn't really raised to become some alum of an elite university.
Wrestling helped open a door for me to attend one of the best universities in the world.
I came from a little town in Southern Oregon. I was the first person in my family to go to college. In high school, we had to pick a university that we wanted to go to, and my college advisor told me, people from our high school don't go to Stanford. There's nobody that's ever gone, nobody's ever got in. Turns out I was the first and my little brother was the second. We were both wrestlers at Stanford.
I'm a first-generation university graduate.
First-generation college student.
I'm a first-generation immigrant.
I am a product of one of the best private high schools in the country, where I was the valedictorian of my graduating class.
Grew up living in government housing in a small farming community that is predominantly Hispanic.
At Admit Weekend, I ran into a wrestler, a black wrestler. That changed my life. That allowed me to see that I could belong at a place like Stanford.
I never won a match as a walk-on to the wrestling team, but I was always treated as an unambiguously equal member.
Being on the Stanford Wrestling program kept me going when my family crumbled. I felt accountable to them and needed by them.
My academic record alone would not have been sufficient to get me to where I am today, both as a researcher, but also as a human being.
A lot of growth happened for me as a Stanford wrestler.
It was an arena in which I had no natural aptitude, but in which I had the opportunity to fail without shame.
Wrestling teaches resilience and critical thinking skills, forces you to remain calm under pressure, and how to think and will your way out of difficult situations.
Complaining is useless, and hard work can move mountains.
It's kind of changed what I think hard is. So it's one thing to go to school and maybe even play a sport. It's another thing to go to school and have the sort of practices that we do that run you into the ground where you lose 7 pounds in 2 hours because you're working that hard. And your paradigm for what normal is and for what difficult is and for what focus is completely changes.
All of those lessons combined propelled me to enlist in the U.S. Special Operations, ultimately making it to the most elite Special Operations unit in the world.
I learned to advocate for myself and to stick up for myself. In doing so, I learned the skills to stick up and advocate for others.
I have Stanford Wrestling to thank for the opportunity to serve my nation.
In my medical practice, I have a nonprofit that advocates for those across the world. I do medical missions to try to help others who can't help themselves and don't have access to medical care.
Whatever Stanford Wrestling means to me, and it means a lot. Whatever it means to me, it means more to those who sacrificed more to be a part of it.
I never would have attended Stanford without wrestling.
Came from a place where nobody hardly went to college, and not many of my high school friends went to college.
Without Stanford having a wrestling program, I would have never gone to Stanford.
I really hope you can help us keep that door open for the next generation of wrestlers.
I ran a pretty good sized youth wrestling club in Denver. It was just so cool seeing those little kids who just wanted to be wrestlers. I would meet them and they'd figure out that I went to Stanford and that Stanford had a good wrestling program, and all of a sudden, they didn't just want to be wrestlers, they want to be Stanford wrestlers. And if you want to be a Stanford wrestler, you have to try hard at school. And so that's one of the things that like has kind of stuck with me, the dreams that it's inspired in other kids.
Please don't take that away from them. Please.
Just like the dreams that I had when I was a little kid, people told me were absolutely ridiculous, like my college advisor in high school.
Stanford making this right means coming together with the coaches, the athletes, the members of the broader wrestling community who have offered so much support in the wake of this decision. It means coming together to find a better solution to the challenges that the university is facing. To me, that is real strength in the face of adversity, which is something that wrestling has taught me a lot about. And I think it's something that all alumni could be really proud of.
Please help us keep Stanford wrestling.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, and have a nice day.
Keep Stanford wrestling.